que te legalicen. No digamos el pecado, que hay cosas que no se dicen. Piel a piel tú y yo jugando, baby, ¿para qué te dices? Y tú solo dices que quieres más, que matemos la curiosidad. Eso hacemos, baby, si se nos da, será lo que será, los dos vamos a matar, toda esa curiosidad. Baby, si se nos da, será lo que será, los dos vamos a matar, toda esa curiosidad.
What's going on, y'all? This is Nate from NateInYoState. I am in Fort Lauderdale Airport, right? And guess where I'm going? That's right, you didn't guess it. I'm going back to Colombia. How serious am I? You wanna know how serious am I? I'm that serious. If you know, you know. But yeah, let me head over there right now. Go board my plane, and I'll see you on the airport. On the plane. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cali. We know you're ready to go. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Service didn't kick in. I'm a little disappointed. I'm in Cali, Colombia. It's nice and humid over here. I can feel all of that. This is indeed hard mode. Everything's in Espanol. So, I am going to change whatever I got, and we're gonna keep this journey moving. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. I feel so much more confident when I have internet. I kid you not, because then I can get things done. So now, it's here raining in Cali, right? My driver's supposed to be nearby. First impressions, humid. It's humid, you know what I'm saying? Some interesting heat. The glasses is fogging, and yeah, there's something I need to say, right? This is what I gotta say. All right. So there's a couple of sisters from the States that dropped in, and like a brother. And other than that, like, there's no really brothers. There's not a lot of brothers in that, unless they're Calenias or Caleños. Mad rude, man. I'm like, yo, you should leave that attitude back in the States, man. One dude was going to start a fight with one of the other guy. I'm like, yo, you jump in the line, you don't have any respect, bro. You're not in America. You gotta stop that, man. Behave yourself. But cause like, I think that was one of the reasons why I lost one of my cables, because I think he stepped on my bag and then I can't find it now. So I'm already off on the back footing. But my driver's name is Robert. He should be. Oh snap! I think that might be him. Me encanta las montañas.
¿Sí?
Sí, sí.
Un centro comercial grandísimo.
Okay.
La 14 de Calima.
Ah, sí, sí.
Jairo Varela.
No sé. Cristo Rey aquí. Ahí, sí, frente, sí.
Calle España.
Calle España.
Esta.
¿Qué significa?
Es muy antigua.
Antigua, ok. Let's go. First day here. Let's get it. 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 With these awesome people. Let's get it. This is the salsa instructor right here. Mi maestro. Mi maestro for 5 días. Okay. Alright. So let me tell you about the story of how I was up in the hood, right? I was up in the hood in Cali, right? Normally, sometimes I say I haven't visited a place until I go to their hood and find out what they're about. I think I can honestly say I was in the hood. This is why was I in the hood, right? There are, I think, 3 factors how I knew I was in the hood, right? So one was sadly there was a lot of homeless people around, right? That was one. 2, the environment just kind of looked like a little sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Like dilapidated building looking things, like trash in certain locations. And it just gave like the vibe of South Bronx vibes, right? I was just getting South Bronx vibes. So I was like, okay, cool. It felt very reminiscent to Cedric Avenue. Yo, if y'all from the Bronx and y'all been there, it felt very reminiscent to Cedric Avenue. Cedric Avenue and University. If you know that location, that's what it felt like, right? So I was over there. The last thing is trying to get out. Trying to get out meaning that I wasn't able to get like a taxi out, right? I have a friend that I promised that I was gonna visit from like a year now, right? I said, yeah, I'm in Cali. I said, yeah, I'll just come say hello, right? But at the point I wasn't really feeling too up to like coming out because one, I'm still trying to like get to know the area. But she said, oh yeah, I'm here with my friend, like come say hello, let's have dinner. I said, alright, whatever. So I hopped on an Uber. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to get to this restaurant, right? Like, we need something, right? So he looked at me and said, yo, you going over there? He's like, yo, you going over there? Like, not in English, but he was like, I said, no, like, I don't know where this is at. Because he said, look at the time. Because not only that, the time was like about 7:20. And 7:27, like it was 7 o'clock around 7:20. She was like, hurry up before, quarantine hits. I'm like, 2 things could even happen. Like, 1, I can either get set up, or 2, I got caught up in quarantine and I figure it out. So let's see what's going on, right? So that's how now. The guy was like, yo, I don't know about, he said, I don't know, because it seemed kind of sketchy. You sure you want to go? He said, sure you want to go? I said, yeah, I'm just in a restaurant. I think it's going to be all right. So we driving down, right? We driving down, and he was chatting, he was pointing out other places. Said, yo, he thought I meant like another food district that I've seen on other YouTubers' pages, right? They said, oh snap, I know this spot. It looked familiar. But I said, no, I'm not going over. It says, hey, te gusta la comida de mar? Do I like seafood? I said, yeah, of course, man. He said, don't forget to come to these spots if you want the seafood. I said, y'all keep that in mind. So we driving, and we driving. I'm looking, I'm like, yo, we driving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking. I said, I'm looking at the building, seeing things close down. You see the wild animals, you see the trash. I said, yo, where are we going? So we make a turn, right? And I'm like, yo, I don't know. I see tire. I see like a lone truck. I see tires, and it look like you driving up into one of these alleyways. I'm like, man, is this where it's going? Where I get got? So I'm like, whatever. We drive and we make another turn down the strip. So we going down there and we drive up to some open restaurant spot, right? So homegirl was there with her friend, and then greeted. Said, hey, how's it going? She said, oh, you want to try some food here? So now I'm asking. I said, yo, have you been here before? Like something aquí antes de aquí. Have you been here before? She said, no, it's our first time here. I said, is your first time? I said, all right, cool. So we should be trying the food together. So this is how I also know I was in the hood, right? Tell me how when the night comes, curfew hits, right? I don't think it's curfew because you can still get a taxi, right? So curfew hits, right? So now I'm here, I'm trying to get myself an Uber out of here, right? So it's all right, it was nice to meet you. Mucho gusto. All right, I'm gonna try to get an Uber out of here to go back to my hotel, right? Yo, every like if I was anywhere else, right? Every taxi man that I called for, right? Yo, they either was like 15 minutes away or they looked at it and canceled. Every one of them canceled. I said, yo, it definitely got to be this area because either I have a brand new account and they don't trust me, or it's the area I'm in, because I see, like, I'm looking at Uber and seeing where they dropping them off, right? They dropping them in other areas, but this particular area at Cali that I was at, nah, they wasn't going. I said, yo, alright, so I'm in the hood, because I'm looking around now. I'm there like, yo, you see this, right? You see this? So now, like, the homeless people, like, they notice it, like, yo, amigo, like, please, like, por favor, like, bro. So now I'm starting to get haggled down too. People are noticing I'm in the area. I need to get myself out of here, you know what I'm saying, before I attract a lot more attention. So they're waiting with me to see if I can get myself a taxi. And like more and more people is coming and approaching. I said, oh, sweat, I'm in the hood, right? And in my head, I'm like, yo, I didn't even come out here. But I said, nah, I'm gonna be out, you know what I'm saying? It came to a point now where she was like, let me see if I can call for a cab, right? So she tried to get a cab herself, right? Because she thought it was probably I have a brand new concept. And maybe I have a new account, maybe it's me, but they said, but normally I have no problems getting a taxi because, you know, me being a gringo, they think that, okay, I'll take care of them, which, you know, oftentimes I'll take care of them. Like, yo, drive me out tip. So I normally shouldn't have that problem. Plus, I didn't bring my phone with me, granted. I didn't bring my regular Uber phone with me, so that's another thing, right? I came there, you know, I was looking around left and right, making sure, you know, no one roll up or whatever. So yeah, I'm alert, right? I'm alert. So now I'm like, alright, cool. This place is actually starting to close up shop. We get to like 8 o'clock. Now we getting like pushing 9:30, and now Ubers is not coming, right? Like, these guys is really playing with me. Like, I see 15 minutes wait time. I see them coming, and once again, dropping somebody else. See your boy Nate? Nah, we gonna ignore that. So they keep going. I said, alright. So when she tried it and she got denied too, I was like, oh snap, this is a no-go zone. You said you wanted to come hang out here? Oh man. Alright, so now the last thing I had to do was like, alright, it looks like I'm gonna have to try to wave down a taxi man, see if I can get away with it, right? So that's what it is, right? So now this is what they're saying, right? So now they said, alright, when you get in the taxi, make sure you carry this. And so she went to the waitress, Camerita. She went to her, right? And then she asked her to like give me something. They handed this to me. Said, "What's this?" I said, "I got paid no bills." And no, this is what you show the police if they stop your taxi because you're riding around during quarantine now. I said, "Oh, now we in this type of situation." Alright, so let me get this bill. So I took that bill. And I put that in my pocket. And we was trying to wave down the taxi too. So I waved down the taxi and said, yo, do you know where my hostel is or something like that? So, so she was trying to speak to him too in Spanish that he didn't understand where it was. I said, yo, look, I got the police right here. Let's go here. And he was a cool dude too. I took care of him too. Don't worry about it. So we driving. And he was talking about my night. Like, yeah, how's the night going? Said very new area. I said, yeah, really wasn't expecting to be in this area. So we driving past the hood going up, and I just seeing that. I'm seeing everything else. So I said, yeah, this is actually the hood, bro. Like, I'm seeing like people hang out, chilling, you know, people in the park out there smoking, chilling. Like, yo, there's people just out and about regardless of the quarantine, huh? So, and then we were driving, we hit at one stop, and there's people still out there in a restaurant, and he called out to them and said, hey, amigo, I said, yo, what up? He said, yo, you doing, like, and pretty much in Spanish, said, yo, y'all guys are doing a good job, what you cooking? Like, you know, talking like any other thing, right? I said, yo, that's how you do it. Y'all hit people up. You guys keep it moving. Big up one another and keep it moving. Like, probably he knows and probably doesn't. He was just big enough, like, on the corner of the street, said, yo, we in the hood, all right? Yo, man, it's like, he was fair too, right? Because one, this is what I did, right? One, they already told her the price, right? They said, and she told me the price, what they're gonna charge me for the trip. So I went again and I asked him, I said, yo, what was the price again? He said, yeah, it's this. I said, oh snap, it was actually a little lower than what you said. Because at first I thought it was 12 mils just to drop me off, but he said 9 mils. I said, oh, you're a man of integrity. Here, just take the 12 anyway, just take it. I gave that to him. I was like, yo, my first night, you know what I'm saying? I just came off the plane. I just put stuff down. You know what I'm saying? I was just getting around, getting my bearings, right? I gotta tell you about trying to buy a SIM card. I don't think I ever finished that story of me trying to buy the SIM card, right? So, anywho, before I go off and change it again, right? So yeah, I dropped my stuff off. I let her know, so I got in, and then that's pretty much that concludes how your boy was up into the hood of Cali, Colombia, right? I wasn't recording, bro, cause she asked. I said, "Oh, aren't you a YouTuber?" Yeah. So I ain't recording down here, bro. Don't you like? Don't you already know? Like said, look at me. It said, "Mira me." I said, like, yo, mira, look, yo, I ain't recording. I'm not letting your people know that I got stuff on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. I heard stuff. I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch and I'll talk about it, right? Because I ain't familiar with nothing yet. I ain't going to walk down some random barrios at the start of quarantine. Because now I got to deal with y'all peoples. I got to deal with the police too. So I don't know who's going to try to get at me first. I wasn't with it. I'm like, nah, I'm not taking that chance. So yeah, that's how your boy Nate was up in the barrios in Cali, Colombia, right? Like, yo, what am I doing here? But thanks for watching this video, y'all, man. You already know how you do over here, right? Keep eating. No, before we keep eating, right? Y'all supposed to be subscribed to my video, man. Like, come on, now. Yo, why you gotta do me like that, alright? Subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and yo, drop a comment, man. Yo, tell me what you thought about this experience. And maybe y'all more brave than me. This little lone gringo whose Spanish is bad up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But just let me know what y'all think. Alright, now, keep eating, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.